in cow is generally 12 to 24 hours in cow, and that estrous cycles is followed by the an estrus period or passive period. This estrus period is followed after 12 to 24 hours in a cow. This period is followed by the an estrus, right? An estrus period. That period is nothing but the passive period. Okay. Here in the estrus cycle, blood flow does not occurs in this cycle. Okay, here I am writing blood flow does not occurs. Okay, here in this cycle blood flow does not occurs during the estrus period. Okay, but the broken then what will happen? So whatever the broken endometrium is there, it reabsorbed. Okay, it reabsorbed. Okay, and in this cycle female permit. Okay, just wait, I will drop and then I will tell you. So what happened in estrus cycle? Here the blood flow does not occurs in estrus cycle, whereas in menstrual cycle blood flow is occurs. So what will happen if blood flow does not occur? So whatever the broken endometrium is there, okay, in non-primates, I am talking about the estrus cycle. So whatever the broken endometrium there is reabsorbed. And what happened in menstrual cycle? It's passed out during the menstruation. Okay, but here whatever the broken again reabsorbed by this non-primates. Okay, here this female in this estrus cycle, this female permit copulation. Copulation during estrus cycle. Here in menstrual cycle the female does not permit the copulation. Okay, but here in estrus cycle the female permit copulation. It means sexual intercourse. Okay, here both, it means you know what, this is a estrus cycle. Then this is third terminology we will going to study is called seasonal breeder. Okay, what do you mean by seasonal breeder? Here this reproductive phases, it means reproductive cycle is here. Here the reproductive cycle takes place only in favorable season. Here I am writing it is a reproductive cycle takes place only in favorable seasons. Okay, that is called as seasonal breeder. Okay, जिसमें reproductive cycle is particular season में होता है, that organisms are kept in seasonal breeder. And again another terminology is that is called as continuous breeder. Okay, so here they are reproductively active throughout their reproduction. Here what is mean continuous breeder? They are reproductively active throughout the reproductive phase. Okay, that organisms are kept in continuous breeder. It means human beings. The seasonal breeders, it means क्या आएगा? dog, frogs. That comes under in seasonal breeder, and in continuous breeder, human beings, other animals are kept in continuous breeder. They are very active throughout the reproductive phase only. Okay, here you can see both in plants and animal. I am not talking about only the animals. Okay, we already studied the reproductive phase in plant and animal. So in both plants and animals, hormone play a very significant role. What? Hormones. So in plants and animal, hormones are responsible for a transition between the different phases. Is responsible for transition. What do you mean by transition? Transfer from one place, one step to another. Jump from one step to another step. So it is this hormones is responsible between different phases of life cycle. Different phases of life cycle. What are the different phases we already? Juvenile phase, reproductive phase, and senescence. Okay, so I can say like that the interaction between hormone and environmental factor. Environmental factors that regulate the reproductive phases. That regulates reproductive process. Okay, so we already discussed seasonal breeder, continuous breeder. These 2 points I will again repeat it. Hormones. So in both the plants and animals in reproductive phase, hormones play a very significant role, or hormones are responsible for transitions between the different phases of life cycle. It may be a juvenile phase to reproductive, or from reproductive phase to a jump over and senescent phase. Okay, it means that the interaction. So what actually control this reproductive process or reproductive phase? So hormones and environmental factor both are regulate the process of reproduction. Okay, then last but not least phase of sexual reproduction is senescent phase. What do you mean by senescent phase? End of the reproductive phase. In other words, I can say that it is the end of reproductive phase. Okay, or we can say old age. Ultimately, that leads to die. This phase is known as senescent phase. Or in other words, what I told you, it's a old age that ultimately leads to death. Okay, that phase is known as senescent phase. So these are the 3 different phases of sexual reproduction. Okay, so next we are going to study about events in sexual reproduction. Now we will study the events in sexual reproduction. Okay, so here you know that the sexual reproduction is followed by the characteristic or characterized by the fusion or fertilization of a male and female gamete, and then formation of a zygote and further embryogenesis. Okay, so for our convenience, there is a sequential event. Okay, that for our convenience there is a sequential event may be grouped into 3 distinct stages. So there are 3 events are there. First is called as pre-fertilization. Second is called as fertilization. And third is called as post-fertilization. Okay, these are three events in sexual reproduction. So first we will start with this first, that is called as pre-fertilization. Pre means previous, before. Before fertilization, whatever the events occurs in pre-fertilization. Okay, so all the events, so I can say that all the events prior to the fusion of a gametes, okay, are included in pre-fertilization. Or how can we define the pre-fertilization? Okay, so here I am writing all the events prior to the fusion of male and female gamete, male and female gamete, okay, is known as pre-fertilization. Okay, so pre-fertilization event includes two steps. First is called as A and B phase. It's called as gametogenesis, and second is known as gamete transfer. Okay, there is in pre-fertilization event there are two steps are there. First is gametogenesis, second is called as gamete transfer. Okay, so first we will see what happened in gametogenesis. Okay, what do you mean a gametogenesis? Genesis means synthesis, right? Gametes means male gamete and female. So synthesis of male and female gamete, this process is known as gametogenesis. So how can we define it? Definition of this here: gametogenesis is the process of formation process. Now we are talking about the gametogenesis, a process of formation of male and female gamete, of male and female gametes. This process is known as gametogenesis. Okay, so you know gametes are haploid in nature. Yes, definitely gametes are haploid. We already studied. It contains half number of chromosomes. What is a haploid? Is a half number of chromosome. It means in diploid how many number of chromosomes are there? 46. So here number of chromosomes are 23. Okay, so gametes are haploid, okay, which may be similar in or dissimilar in structure. Gametes are similar or dissimilar in structure. Similar in structure. Okay, as we know that the gametes are haploid cells which may be similar or dissimilar in structure. In algae both are similar. Okay, I am talking about, for example, I am giving you algae. Okay, in algae both the gametes are similar in structure. Both gametes are similar in structure. where in case of algae. Okay, it means that it is not possible to categorize them into a male gamete and female gamete. Okay, we can't identify whether this is a male gamete or female. So both the gametes are similar. It means that we cannot categorize, means it is not possible. It is not possible to categorize them or categorize into male and female gamete. Okay, this is called as, the structure is called as homogametes. That gamete is known as homogametes. Okay, or it's also known as isogametes. Okay, it's also known, homo means same, gametes means if, homo means same. If we can't categorize or differentiate between both this gamete, then the gamete is known as homogametes or isogamete. Understood? Then, but in higher organisms, they reproduce sexually. Okay, I am talking about here in case of algae. Now I am talking in higher organism. Higher organism means the organism that reproduce sexually. Okay, so here the two morphological distinct gametes are formed in this. Two gametes are formed, distinct gametes are formed. One is male, another is female gamete. Okay, so that gamete is known as heterogametes. Okay, so what do you mean by heterogametes? The two morphologically distinct gametes are formed. That gamete, two morphologically, again I am writing over here, morphologically. Okay, so here in higher animal, they reproduce, it means the organism that reproduce sexually, that produces two morphologically distinct gametes, that is male and female gamete, that's called as heterogametes. And we know homogametes. Homo means isogamete. What is homo? If they have a same gametes in structure, similar in structure, they have different in structure. Morphology is here different, morphology here is same. Okay, so here the male gamete is there. This male gamete is known as antherozoid or it is also known as sperm. Okay, this female gamete is known as ovum or it is also known as egg. Male gamete is known as antherozoids or sperm. Female gamete is known as ovum and egg. Okay, now this is the homogametes and heterogametes. Difference between the homogametes and heterogametes. Now we study the sexuality in organism. Okay, here this topic is there in gametogenesis. Sexuality in organisms. Okay, what do you mean by sexuality in organisms? So we will see. Here, the plant may have both male and female reproductive structure, right? In plant, I have to go in plants. Okay, if the plant have both male and female reproductive structure. Okay, They have male reproductive system as well as a female reproductive system. Those plant is known as bisexual plant. Understood? We are talking about the sexuality in organism. So first we will study in plant. In plant, what will happen if in bisexual means both male and female reproductive structures are present. Okay, that is called as bisexual. Another is called as unisexual plant. It means they contain either male reproductive structure or female reproductive structure. Uni means one. They contain only one. And bi means two. We are talking about the plant. If both the male and female reproductive structure is present, then this plant is known as bisexual plant. If uni means one, either they contain a male reproductive structure or female reproductive structure, then this plant is known as unisexual plant. Okay, now, but in several fungi and plants, but still, in fungi and plant also, new terminology we are going to use. This bisexual plant is also known as homothalic, or it's also known as monoecious. Okay, what is it's known as homothalic or monoecious. Homothalic means bisexual, homo means and monoecious. Okay, as term, these both the terms are used to denote the bisexual condition. Okay, fine. If the plant is bisexual, then this is also known as homothalic plant or is called as monoecious plant. Okay, if they are unisexual condition is present, if in the plant unisexual condition is present, it means they are called as heterothalic, or it is also known as dioecious. Okay, unisexual, either they contain one sexually reproductive structure, either male or female, then this condition is known as heterothalic or it's known as dioecious condition. Okay, but here in unisexual flower, in unisexual condition, if the flowering plant contain unisexual male flower, okay, if in unisexual plant they contain only male flower, okay, then this plant is called as staminated. We already studied in 11th standard. Then it's called as staminated. It means bearing stamen. That is a male reproductive part. If this female part is there, there is a female flower is there. Okay, then they are called as pistillated or pistillate. It means bearing carpel, or we can call as pistil. Okay, if they have only pistil or carpel, that is a female reproductive structure, then this flower is called as pistillated flower. Okay, I am just talking about the unisexual conditions. Either they contain a male organ or female. If they contain male organ, then it's called as staminated, and male organ is known as stamen. If they contain a female organ, that is a pistil, then this flower is known as pistillated flower. Okay. So in some flowering plant, both the male and female. So in some flower, both male and female flowers may be present on the same individual or a different individual. Now we are talking over here. Okay, if we are talking about a homothallic, that is a monoecious. It's a homothallic, or we can have monoecious. So what will happen here? In some flower, both the male and female flowers may be present. Homothallic means bisexual. So in that, male and female both are present. Both are present in same individual or in separate individual. Okay, both are present. If they are present in same individual, then it's called as monoecious. And if they are present, for example of monoecious is coconut, and one more example is cucurbit, right? These are two examples of monoecious. If they are present in two different individuals, two separate individuals, then it's called as it's wrong. Wait, I'm correcting myself. Okay, it's wrong. What you know that unisexual and homosexuality. If bisexual condition is then it's called as homothallic or monoecious. If unisexual, then it's called heterothallic or dioecious. Okay, but in some plant are there, either male is gamete or female is present. Okay, but in some plant both are present. But in some flowering plant, both male and female structure are present. Okay, if the both male and female structure are present in same individual, okay, then it means monoecious. An example is coconut and cucurbit. Okay, and if they are present in separate individual, this means dioecious. Examples are papaya and date palm. These are two examples of this. Okay. Now we will see this is all about the plants. Now we will see in animals. Okay. In animals, now we study the sexuality in organism. Okay. Now we will see in animals. Okay, now we will see in animals what will happen. We are talking about sexuality in organism. We already discussed in plant. Now we are going to study in animals. If this animal contains both male and female, okay, female reproductive organ, in same individual, in same individual, then this condition is known as, or that animal is known as bisexual, or it's also known as hermaphrodites. Okay, in animal we already discussed in plant. Now in animal, both the male and female reproductive organ present in same individual. Okay, then it's called as bisexual organism individual, or it's called hermaphrodite. For example, I am giving you, it's a earthworm. You know that we already discussed in 11th standard. Sponges, tapeworm. These are example of hermaphrodites. Or second situation is that if this animals having either male or female reproductive organ, then they are called as unisexual. Okay, an example is a cockroach. And human are the example of unisexual individual. Okay, now the second step of this gametogenesis is that cell division. We study gametogenesis. In gametogenesis, first we study sexuality in organism, second we study the cell division. Okay, so gametes are, we already said gametes are haploid. Okay, gametes are haploid. It means they contain a 23 number of chromosomes and it is denoted by that number, right? So gametes are haploids, means having a half set of chromosomes. Though the parent body from which they arises, it may be either haploid or diploid. Okay, yani gametes are haploid. Okay, and from where we get the gamete? We get the gamete from, yes, parent body. We get the gamete from parent's body. So